Welcome to EF Pod English. Brought to you by EF Education First and English Town. Learn anytime, anywhere. Pod English Beginner 15. Talking about the past.
Lights out in 5 minutes.
Hey, hello, Governor.
Maggots.
In this lesson, you will learn how to talk about when and where things happened, using words like when, where, in, at. When were you born? I was born in 1980. Where were you born? I was born in China.
Oh, it's been a tough day today. Did you know when I was born in 1975, all those years ago, life was different. I used to work in the car business, I did, before I came to prison.
Car business, huh? Stealing cars. I told you to shut up when lights are out.
Well, it was more borrowing than stealing cars, sir.
We are now going to watch a movie. Pay attention to the questions and answers in the movie.
Hello, I'd like to visit some interesting places in the city.
Well, have you visited the castle?
No, can you tell me about it?
It was built around 1275, but parts of it were destroyed by fire in 1650. Most of it is repaired, though. Just go and you'll see it.
I saw a lot of castles in my guidebook. Is this one very old?
No, it was built quite recently.
When did it open to the public?
It was opened in 1990, I think. They first started sending visitors when I was about 20.
I see. Where can I go to find out more?
There is a book written by a local man. It's very good.
Great. How much is it?
£8.70. You can find it at the bookstore down the street.
Thank you. You have been such a great help.
How was that? Did you hear the questions and answers? Now let's talk about the grammar in the movie. We use where to ask questions about places. To answer, use in for countries, cities and areas. Where were you born? I was born in Scotland. We use at for specific locations. Where were you born? I was born at the big hospital. Where can I buy it? You can buy it at the store.
Oh, yeah, they were the good old days, they were. Yep. Cars everywhere there were. I once had this blue Mercedes.
Prisoner 2573, what are you talking about?
Hello, Gov. Just talking about the past.
The past, huh?
Yeah, before I was here, Gov, I used to have a good career.
You used to have a good career. And where are you now?
Well, I'm in prisoner block number 1, sir.
Exactly. And you will be staying here for a long time, so I suggest you get some sleep.
Well, actually, Gov, I'd rather talk about the past. Not much to do here, is there, you know?
We use when to ask questions about time. To answer, use in for months and years. When were you born? I was born in 1975. Use at for clock time. The bus came at 8.
Then there was that time when I had a Rolls Royce. Now, that's a good British car, that is. The Rolls Royce only comes in black, and the doors are very difficult to get into, when you don't have the keys, of course, that is. But I've found that with my hands, I can do just about anything.
Let's go on. It is now your turn to practice speaking. I will show you part of the movie. Watch the people, then listen to me. Repeat what I say.
When did it open to the public?
It was opened in 1990, I think.
When did it open to the public? Repeat. When did it open to the public? Let's hear that again.
When did it open to the public?
It was opened in 1990, I think.
It opened in 1990. Repeat. It opened in 1990.
I see. Where can I go to find out more?
There is a book written by a local man. It's very good.
Where can I find out more? Repeat. Where can I find out more?
Great! How much is it?
£8.70. You can find it at the bookstore down the street.
You can find it at the bookstore down the street. Repeat. You can find it at the bookstore down the street.
Yeah, them sports cars, whew, they were different. They were great, they were. You should have seen those cars in those days. They were classic sports cars, they were. That was a long time ago, of course. I've got lots of time now.
Speaking of time, prisoner Paul, how much time do you have left in this place?
I think it's 5 years, Gov, with good behaviour.
Exactly.
Don't go, Gov, I haven't finished my story yet.
Great! You have now practiced to talk about when and where things happened, using when, where, in, and at. When were you born? I was born in 1975. Where can I buy it? You can buy it at the store.
You know, then after that it was 1985. And that was a good year, but I guess I'll have to tell you about that tomorrow.
Welcome to EF Pod English. Brought to you by EF Education First and English Town. Learn anytime, anywhere. Pod English Beginner 16. Food. In this lesson, you will learn how to talk about foods you like and dislike. We will also learn how to express quantities. Before we watch a short movie, I'll teach you some vocabulary describing food. To bake. Do you like to bake? We bake bread, cookies, and potatoes in a hot oven. Bakery. A bakery is a store that bakes bread and other products like it. Whole wheat flour. Flour is the powder we use to make bread. Whole wheat bread is brown and it is healthier than white bread. Organic. Organic food has no chemicals in it. We are now going to watch a short movie. Two friends are sharing food and talking. Listen for their likes and dislikes.
Would you like some cheese?
Certainly. I'll try a little.
This is delicious. Can I have some bread?
No problem. Just take some from the plate.
Is it fresh?
Yes, I baked it this morning with whole wheat flour. Do you like baking?
Yes, I love to bake. I bake my own cakes.
I just buy mine from the supermarket. They have a great bakery.
Is it expensive?
Oh no, I pay $1.50. I also buy my vegetables there.
I like to grow my own vegetables. Are these organic?
Yes, I bought them in the organic section. Would you like some broccoli?
No, thank you. I'd rather have some ham.
I don't have any chicken or beef. Can I get you some?
I've had plenty to eat tonight. I like beef. I think I'll make some hamburgers for my kids tonight.
Now let's talk about the grammar in the movie. Look at these sentences. Would you like a hamburger? Would you like an orange? Would you like some vegetables? For countable nouns, we use a or an and numbers. If the number is not important, we use some. We add s to show that there is more than one. An orange, 2 oranges, 3 oranges, some oranges. Would you like some cheese? Would you like a piece of cheese? Some nouns are uncountable. Some cheese. Some water. Some rice. Some ham. We don't use a or an, and we don't use numbers. We also don't use s because it can't be plural. It is uncountable. We can only count the parts of uncountable nouns. A piece of cheese. 2 pieces of cheese. Some pieces of cheese. Let's go on. It is now your turn to practice speaking. I will show you part of the movie. Watch the people, then listen to me. Repeat what I say.
Would you like some cheese?
Certainly. I'll try a little.
Would you like some cheese? Repeat that. Would you like some cheese?
This is delicious. Can I have some bread?
No problem. Just take some from the plate.
Just take some from the plate. Repeat that. Just take some from the plate.
Is it fresh?
Yes, I baked it this morning with whole wheat flour. Do you like baking?
Yes, I love to bake. I bake my own cakes.
Do you like baking? Repeat that. Do you like baking?
I like to grow my own vegetables. Are these organic?
Yes, I bought them in the organic section.
I like to grow my own vegetables. Repeat that. I like to grow my own vegetables. Well done. You have now practiced talking about foods you like and dislike. You've also learnt to express quantities. For countable nouns such as a hamburger, we can say, "Would you like a hamburger?" For uncountable nouns such as cheese, we can say, "Would you like some cheese?" I hope you've enjoyed the lesson. See you again soon. Welcome to EF Pod English. Brought to you by EF Education First and English Town. Learn anytime, anywhere. Pod English Elementary 17 Vacations.
Hi. Case. Your English teacher will take you through today's lesson.
In today's lesson, you will learn how to ask and talk about fun vacation plans using phrases like be going to get ready, I can't wait. Before we watch a short movie, I'll teach you some vocabulary which may be new to you. To get ready. I'm packing my bags. I'm getting ready for my vacation. I can't wait. This is the same as I'm very excited. Be going to. We use this to talk about the future. I'm going to visit my friend tomorrow. Let's watch the movie. Two friends are talking about their vacation plans. What is Sally going to do? Who is Mark going to visit?
Hi, Sally. Come on in.
Hey, Mark. How are you doing?
Great. I'm just packing my bags and getting ready for my vacation tomorrow.
Where are you going?
I'm visiting my parents in Vancouver for Christmas.
Great. I went to Vancouver last year for Independence Day.
Really? How was it?
I had a great trip. It's a beautiful city.
Yeah, I can't wait to go. How about you? Do you and Dave have any plans for the holidays?
No, we're staying here this year. Dave and I are going to buy a big Christmas tree tomorrow and decorate it.
That sounds fun. Well, I'll be back next week. Maybe we can do something for New Year's Eve.
Sure, we are having a big party to celebrate.
Great, I'll be there.
Yeah, all my stuff.
How was that? How much did you understand? What is Sally going to do? Sally is going to stay at home. Who is Mark going to visit? Mark is going to visit his parents. We use going to when we are talking about the future. Look at these sentences. I am going to visit Jamaica next year. We're going to buy a Christmas tree. Look at each sentence. What comes after going to? That's right, going to is followed by a verb like visit or buy. It is now your turn to practice speaking. I will show you part of the movie. Watch the people, then listen to me. Repeat what I say.
I'm just packing my bags and getting ready for my vacation tomorrow.
I'm getting ready for my vacation. Repeat that. I'm getting ready for my vacation.
Yeah, I can't wait to go.
I can't wait. Repeat that. I can't wait.
How about you? Do you and Dave have any plans for the holidays?
How about you? Do you have any plans for the holiday? Repeat that. How about you? Do you have any plans for the holiday?
Well done, Jeff. Problem solved. I'm going to Hong Kong.
Today, we've talked about vacation plans. We've practiced using be going to when you are talking about the future. We've also learned a very useful phrase, to get ready. And if you're really excited about something in the future, you can say, I can't wait. Well done. See you again soon. Bye. Welcome to EF Pod English. Brought to you by EF Education First and English Town. Learn anytime, anywhere. Pod English Elementary 18. Weather.
This is KAA-TV, Your Eyes in the Skies. I'm Joshua Toveman. Looking forward to your weekend here on the coast. It's going to be a glorious sunny day with cool breeze and very nice temperature, as you can we have some temperature here? Oh, okay. No, I think we have some technical difficulties. Yes. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Why don't you go over to your English lesson and we'll be right back in 5 minutes.
In this lesson, we'll talk about the weather. Look around. What's the weather like? Is it sunny? Is it raining? I'll teach you some more words to talk about the weather. Two friends are talking on the telephone. Jessica lives in Los Angeles and Adam lives in Shanghai.
Hello?
Hi, Adam?
Hey, how are you doing? Are you getting ready for your visit? It's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to showing you around Shanghai. It's so exciting.
Great, me too. Actually, that's why I'm calling. What do you think the weather is going to be like next week? This afternoon I'm just going to do some packing.
Well, it's going to be cooler than Los Angeles, and it will surely be rainier. In fact, according to the local weather forecast, it's going to be partly cloudy and rainy this week, and then even rainier next week.
Really? Is it the rainy season there now?
Well, it's not really the rainy season yet, but we had some severe weather last month. We had showers every week, and this month it's going to be even rainier.
So I should definitely bring my umbrella.
Yes. And you might want to bring a jacket too. It's a little bit cooler than Los Angeles. It'll be about 15 degrees when you get here, and it might dip down to around 10 degrees at night.
10 degrees? I thought you lived in Shanghai, not in Siberia.
Oh, sorry. I mean 10 degrees Celsius. Let's see, that's about 48 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, good. That's more like it. That's much cooler than Los Angeles, but not too severe.
Anyway, we're gonna have a great time.
Let's look at some of those words Adam and Jessica used to talk about the weather. Partly cloudy. This means there is some clouds and some blue sky. Do you know the words we use when there are only clouds and no blue sky? Overcast. The sky is overcast today. Severe weather. For example, very strong winds, or maybe a thunderstorm. Weather forecast. This tells us what the weather will be like tomorrow. We can watch the weather forecast on TV or listen to it on the radio. Adam and Sally also talked about the temperature. You can measure temperature in Celsius or Fahrenheit. London is cooler than New York. We add ER to an adjective to compare two things.
Can I have some water?
Let's practice the grammar in the movie.
We're working here.
Read the sentences. Shanghai is 10 degrees Celsius. Los Angeles is 25 degrees Celsius. Complete the sentence. Shanghai is cooler than Los Angeles. Repeat that. Shanghai is cooler than Los Angeles. Let's look at another example. Let's now look at part of the movie. Watch the people, then listen to me. Repeat what I say.
In fact, according to the local weather forecast, it's going to be partly cloudy and rainy this week.
It's going to be partly cloudy and rainy this week. Repeat that. It's going to be partly cloudy and rainy this week.
Well, it's not really the rainy season yet, but we had some severe weather last month.
We had some severe weather last month. Repeat that. We had some severe weather last month. Well done. You have now practiced talking about the weather. You can say, it's partly cloudy today. It's overcast. We've also talked about other useful words like weather forecast. Can you remember how we measure how hot or cold it is? Yes, that's right, Celsius or Fahrenheit. You've also learnt how to compare two things. Shanghai is cooler than Los Angeles. Well, that's it for now. I hope you have enjoyed your lesson.
We have some clouds coming in, but nothing severe, nothing serious. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be just fine. Just fine. Nice day.
Welcome to EF Pod English. Brought to you by EF Education First and English Town. Learn anytime, anywhere. Pod English, Elementary 25, Office Party. In this lesson, we'll find out how to ask questions like these. You're going to the party tonight, aren't you? It's a lovely day today, isn't it? These are called tag questions. But first, let's watch the movie. Diane and Max are talking about the office party. Diane, who works in Human Resources, or HR, is organising the party.
You are going to the office party this weekend, aren't you?
I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. Are you?
Yes. I'm on the planning committee. You should come. I just talked to Lisa from HR and we finalized all of the events. It's going to be fun.
That's good. The last party was horrible. There was nothing to do. What did you think of it?
Yeah, it was a disaster. I don't think anybody had a good time. But for this party, we have 2 bands coming. Have you heard of Wicked Soul?
Yeah. They're a pretty famous jazz and funk band. They aren't going to be there, are they?
Yes. And a salsa band, too. You are a good dancer, aren't you?
Well, not really, but I try. What else is going on?
First, the jazz band is going to play. After that, we'll have the buffet, and then there's going to be an awards ceremony. Next, we're going to hand out prizes and even give away a car.
You're kidding.
No! Finally, the salsa band is going to play, and then we're going to give away prizes to the best dancers.
Wow. This is beginning to sound exciting. It's okay if we bring someone, isn't it?
I think so. But I thought you were single. Who are you bringing?
Well, maybe my friend Jessica. She's a great dancer.
You should definitely come. It's going to be a great party.
This is a question from the movie. Listen and then repeat after me. You are going to the office party this weekend, aren't you? Your voice should go up at the end of the sentence. Let's look at something else that Max said.
It's okay if we bring someone, isn't it?
It's okay if we bring someone, isn't it? Have a look at that sentence. Isn't it is a tag question. It comes at the end of the question. How do we make the tag question? We use the opposite of the verb in the main question. It's okay, isn't it? It's is positive, so we use isn't it at the end to check if we are right. You are confirming the information. This time you do it. Make the sentences into a question. It's a nice day. What comes next to make it into a question? It's a nice day, isn't it? Jane will be here soon. Let's make that into a question. Jane will be here soon, won't she? Alex plays the piano. Alex plays the piano, doesn't he? The weather was better last year. The weather was better last year, wasn't it?
So what do you think? You think she likes me? Nah. Yeah? Sounds good. Yeah, I'm happy. We'll see.
But we're only dancing, aren't we?
Well done. You can now practice making tag questions like those, can't you? You are going to the office party this weekend, aren't you? I hope you enjoyed the lesson. See you next time. Welcome to EF Pod English. Brought to you by EF Education First and English Town. Learn anytime, anywhere. Pod English, Elementary 27, Clothes.
What am I going to wear for this party tonight?
In this lesson, we're going to talk about how to use may, might, and maybe. But first, we will watch a short movie that takes place in a clothing store. Marilyn is looking for clothes for a special party. Her friend Diane is helping her.
What do you think of this? I don't know. It's a little old-fashioned. What kind of party is this again?
It's a party for the opening of this new club downtown, so I want something special. Some famous people might be there.
Like who?
My friend said Tom Cruise and Jennifer Lopez might be there.
Are you serious?
Yes, they're good friends with the owner.
Wow, it sounds like it'll be a fun party. When is it?
Saturday night. It starts at 8.
Are you going with John?
Maybe. He might not have enough time. He has to go to Brazil next week. If he can't come, do you want to go with me?
Of course. Maybe I'll meet Tom Cruise.
Super. What do you think about this one? Is it formal enough?
Yeah, it's nice, but it looks a little expensive.
Yeah, it is $400.
Maybe we should keep looking. I know this one store that has really stylish clothes and the prices are very reasonable.
We're going to look at how to use may and might. Let's look at an example from the movie.
Some famous people might be there.
Some famous people might be there. We can also say, some famous people may be there. We use may or might when we talk about something which is possible. We don't really know if it will happen. Let's see some more examples. I may go to the dentist today. My brother might come to my house later. They might visit France next year. Did you notice that the verb after may or might is the infinitive? You don't change anything. We can also use maybe as an answer to a question when you don't know the answer for sure. Are you going to the party tonight? Maybe. Now it's your turn. Answer the question using might or may. What are you going to wear tonight? I may wear my red dress. Or you could say, I might wear my red dress. Let's do another one. Where is she going on vacation? She might go to Egypt. Or she may go to Egypt. And can you think of an answer to this question? Do you want to go out tonight? We can say maybe when we're not sure. So today, you've had a look at using may, might, and maybe in conversation. I hope you've enjoyed the lesson. See you again soon.
I have nothing to wear.
Welcome to EF Pod English. Brought to you by EF Education First and English Town. Learn anytime, anywhere. Pod English Elementary 28. Office phone.
Good morning, Starkey & Starkey Corporation. How may I direct your call? Oh, it's the English lesson. Is it that time already? My, it sure is. I'm going to hand you over to the teacher now for your English lesson. Enjoy your class.
In this lesson, we're going to learn some useful phrases to say on the telephone, like when we answer the phone. Good morning, can I help you? To John. We'll also learn this very useful thing to say. Can I take a message? We'll learn all these things and then we'll have a quiz at the end. But now it's time to watch the movie. Carl is trying to call Marty.
Good morning, Bolster Motors. How can I help you?
Hi, could I speak with Marty Bickman, please?
Sure. One moment, please. Oh, I'm sorry, but Mr. Bickman isn't in his office at the moment. Can I take a message?
Well, I really need to speak with him. Do you know when he will be back?
He should be back in about 2 hours or so. Would you like his mobile number?
I think I have it. It's 555-679-055, right?
Yes, that's right.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you for calling. Goodbye.
Bye.
Hello, this is Marty.
Hi, Marty, it's Carl.
Hey, Carl, how are you?
Fine. Listen, I just tried calling your office and you weren't there. I'm afraid I can't make it to lunch today.
Really? What's the problem?
One of my clients has an emergency and I have to go to check it out.
Okay, well, how about later today then? Say 5 o'clock?
I really don't think I can make it today.
No problem. I understand. I'll see you next week.
Thanks, bye.
Carl wants to speak to Marty. What does he say?
Hi, could I speak with Marty Bickman, please?
Carl says, Hi, could I speak with Marty Bickman, please? It's also correct to say, Can I speak with Marty Bickman, please? But could is more formal than can. It's better to say could if you don't know the other person on the telephone. Marty isn't in the office. Let's see what his secretary says.
Oh, I'm sorry, but Mr. Bickman isn't in his office at the moment. Can I take a message?
Marty is not there. So his secretary says, "Can I take a message?" You can also say, "I'm sorry, Marty isn't here. Can I help you? Can I take a message?" In the end, Carl rings Marty on his cell phone. Why is Carl ringing Marty? Can you remember?
I'm afraid I can't make it to lunch today.
I'm afraid I can't make it. We say this when we can't go to an appointment. I'm afraid means the same as I'm sorry. Let's do a few more examples. I'm very busy today. I'm afraid I can't make it for lunch. I'm sorry, I can't make it to the meeting. We're now going to have a quiz. Can you remember all those useful things we learnt to say on the telephone?
I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson's not here right now. Can I take a message? Oh, can I let you hold? Do you mind? Thank you. Starkey and Starkey Corporation.
Marty is not in his office. What does Marty's secretary say to Carl? Marty is not here. Can I take a message? She could also say, "Can I help you?" Carl is ringing Marty to tell him he can't meet him. What does he say? "I'm afraid I can't make it." Or, "I'm sorry, I can't make it." You are on the telephone. You want to speak to Jack Smith. Someone else answers the telephone. What do you say? "Hello, could I speak to Jack Smith, please?"
No problem. Why don't I just take your number down right now and I'll give you a call back?
Well done. I hope you feel more confident on the telephone now. We've talked about useful phrases such as, "Could I speak with Marty Bickman, please?" Marty is not here, but can I take a message? Well, that's all we've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Join us again soon. Bye.
Voice message, voice message.
Welcome to EF Pod English. Brought to you by EF Education First and English Town. Learn anytime, anywhere. Pod English Elementary 32, Planning a Trip. In this lesson, we're going to talk about how to make comparisons in English using superlatives. Expressions like the biggest or the best. Today's movie is about vacations.
So I went there.
Eddie wants to go on vacation.
And I asked them, that's what I want.
Christina is helping him choose where to go.
I want the most beautiful beaches. I want the best food ever. I want most comfortable hotel, right? Just 3 things.
Before we watch the movie, we'll look at some new words. Package tour. Resort. These are 2 different kinds of vacations. Package tours are cheap vacations. When you buy a package tour, it often includes your flight and your hotel. A resort is a place where you go for your vacation. A tight budget. This means you don't have much money to spend. Does Eddie want a cheap or expensive vacation? Let's watch the movie.
Hi, Christina. What took you so long?
I got you some travel brochures. Want to look?
Brilliant, thanks. Did you get some for Greece?
I got you a whole range. Everything from the cheapest package tour to the most expensive resort.
Wow, you've got loads of them. Where's this place with the gorgeous beach?
That's in the Canary Islands. It's supposed to be one of the cleanest and most beautiful beaches, but it's super expensive.
I want a pretty tight budget. Where would you go?
Well, I like diving, so I'd go to the place with the best water and sea life. You don't dive, do you?
Nah, I prefer lazing by the beach with a good book. And I like a place with a good nightlife.
Well, Ibiza is perfect for you then. It's easily the busiest place for nightlife. But the beaches are some of the most crowded in Europe. Don't you mind?
Not really. My friend Charlie's been all over Europe, and he told me that he had the most fun in Ibiza. Plus, the other tourists were some of the friendliest he'd met.
So, you want to go to Ibiza then?
It sounds like the most exciting place for a holiday. But let's check out some more brochures before I decide.
Eddie wants a cheap holiday. He's on a tight budget. Luckily, Christina has lots of different kinds of travel brochures.
I got you a whole range. Everything from the cheapest package tour to the most expensive resort.
The cheapest package tour. We add est onto the adjective to make the superlative, cheapest. The superlative is used when you compare more than two things. But if the adjective is long, like expensive, we use most before the adjective. Most expensive. Let's look at another example from the movie.
Well, Ibiza is perfect for you then. It's easily the busiest place for nightlife. But the beaches are some of the most crowded in Europe.
It's the busiest place for nightlife. But the beaches are some of the most crowded in Europe. Most crowded. This is a longer adjective, so we use most before it.
Yeah, the beach was okay. Nice. Clean. But it was the most crowded beach ever.
When the adjective ends in a Y, we add IEST. Busy, busiest. Happy, happiest. Friendly, friendliest.
So, that's why I ended up buying the most expensive backpack and accessories for hiking. The problem is that I hurt myself. That's me.
Now it's your turn. Use the adjective to make the superlative. Eddie is on a tight budget. He chose the cheapest vacation. Fill in both these gaps with the adjectives. Ibiza is the busiest place for nightlife, but the beaches are the most crowded in Europe. Well done. You should be able to make comparisons using superlatives now. It's one of the most common expressions in English. Ibiza is the busiest place for nightlife. The beaches are the most crowded in Europe. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Join us again soon. Bye.
It was the worst vacation ever.
Welcome to EF Pod English. Brought to you by EF Education First and English Town. Learn anytime, anywhere. Pod English Pre-Intermediate 34. Climate Change.
This is KAA TV, Your Eyes in the Skies. Coming to you from Antarctica, this is Joshua Travelman on Special Report.
In today's lesson, we're going to learn vocabulary such as global warming, pollution, and natural resources. The grammar we're going to learn about today is the first conditional. We'll learn about when and how to use this.
Global warming. Our climate is changing. As you can see here, we just discovered that palm trees are growing in Antarctica.
Let's watch the movie now.
Yesterday in your lecture, Professor, you mentioned global warming. What exactly did you mean by that?
I meant the process which is causing the temperature of this planet to rise and the climate to change.
But what actually causes this global warming?
Pollution, the burning of natural resources such as coal and oil. When we burn enough of them, the gases they release warm the Earth.
What will happen if global warming continues into the future?
If the temperature continues to rise, the polar ice will melt. Then if the ice melts, the sea levels will rise. If the sea levels rise, the climate will change.
What will the result of all that be?
If the climate changes, there will be floods in some areas, and not enough rain will fall in others. This will have a serious effect on agriculture.
Do you think we will be able to slow global warming?
I think we probably will, if we use cleaner sources of energy, such as solar power. It's clean and almost unlimited.
Are governments going to do anything about the problem?
I've read that they're going to reduce the number of cars and introduce cleaner fuels because cars are big polluters. They are also going to close old and dirty factories and produce electricity in a cleaner way.
Wow, there were a lot of big words to learn from this video. I'm going to choose some words and explain them to you using examples. The lesson is about global warming. So let's begin by explaining what global warming is. When the Earth heats up, the climate changes. This is called global warming. So what causes the Earth to heat up? Let's listen to the professor again.
Pollution, the burning of natural resources such as coal and oil. When we burn enough of them, the gases they release warm the Earth.
Pollution is when damage is caused to the environment or nature. Often this is because of garbage. Let's look at the next phrase, natural resources. Natural resources are materials in nature that we use, like coal or gas. Well, we know global warming causes the Earth to heat up, so what happens then?
If the temperature continues to rise, the polar ice will melt.
If the temperature continues to rise, the polar ice will melt. This sentence is the first conditional. We use the first conditional when something is likely to happen. Let's see another example of the first conditional from the movie.
If the climate changes, there will be floods in some areas.
If the climate changes, there will be floods in some areas. What tense is the verb which is in the if part of the sentence? If the climate changes, changes. The verb that is in the if part of the sentence is in the present tense. The first conditional is if followed by a verb in the present tense. And in the main clause, we use the future simple tense. There will be floods in some areas.
If the polar ice caps continue to melt, this will cause major flooding everywhere in the world.
Make this into a sentence using the first conditional. Remember to start your sentence with if. If the climate changes, there will be floods in some areas. Now fill in the gaps. If you drive fast, you will get there quickly. Can you fill in the gaps in this sentence? When we burn natural resources like coal and gas, the Earth heats up. Well done. Let's see what we have learnt. We have learnt some useful vocabulary like global warming, pollution, and natural resources. We've also learnt about when to use and how to do the first conditional, like, if the climate changes, there will be floods. Bye for now.
This is Joshua Travelman from Antarctica. It's getting hot in here.
Welcome to EF Pod English. Brought to you by EF Education First and English Town. Learn anytime, anywhere. Pod English Pre-Intermediate 35. Job interview.
Can you send in the next applicant, please?
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Vivian, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Let's have a seat.
Have you ever had to interview someone for a job? Well, today's podcast is all about asking questions in a polite way to find out the information you want to know. We're going to learn how to use phrases like, what do you consider? May I ask? And could you tell me?
So, you're interested in the position as running the volunteer program for the Olympics?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Is this your resume?
Yes, please.
I see. Thank you. Vivian? Good, good.
Now you're going to watch a movie.
Well, we were interested in your application for the position of project manager.
Well, I'm very excited about the position.
Well, I can see from your resume that you have a lot of work experience.
Yes, I've had many job responsibilities.
What do you consider your greatest strength?
I'm very reliable. I always try to do my work on time.
I see. Very good. May I ask you what your greatest weakness is?
I have difficulty saying no, so I often work overtime. Sometimes I even forget what my company's normal working hours are.
Very impressive. May I ask you why you'd like to work for this company?
Your organization is very successful and known throughout the world.
So you hope to have an international career?
Yes, I've studied abroad before, but haven't worked for an international company yet.
Well, we may be able to give you that chance. As soon as we review all of our candidates, we will let you know our decision.
Thank you. I look forward to hearing from you.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself, what you've done in the past?
Yes. I've actually been volunteering for 15 years. I started volunteering when I was 13 years old. I volunteered in the art camp, band camp, sports camp, science camp.
Well, it sounds like Sam has done quite well. Can you remember Alison's first question? Let's watch it again.
What do you consider your greatest strength?
What do you consider your greatest strength? Alison uses the words, what do you consider, to make the question more polite. This is more polite than, what is your greatest strength? Let's see some more examples.
Sports camp, science camp, everything. You name it, volunteering, I've done it.
Wow, you sure like to work for free?
Yes.
I
aim to please. I'd like to help.
Good.
What do you consider most important in your career? What do you consider your greatest achievement? Let's look at another polite question form. Here's Alison again.
I see. Very good. May I ask you what your greatest weakness is?
May I ask you what your greatest weakness is? Alison uses the words, may I ask you, to make the question more polite. In a long question like this, the word order changes. Is comes at the end. May I ask you what your greatest weakness is? This is a polite way of saying, what is your greatest weakness? Look at these examples. May I ask you what your sales average is? May I ask you what your greatest achievement is? Another polite form similar to may I ask you is could you tell me? Could you tell me what job you are doing? Could you tell me what salary you would like?
Can I ask you a few questions? So, may I ask you what you consider to be your greatest strength?
Well, I think that, I'm really good at working with people. Like I said, I've been volunteering for 15 years. I'm really dedicated to my job. I like to help. I'm always there to volunteer my services. I like to coordinate things, organize things. You name it, I do it.
That's great. Okay. May I also ask what you consider to be your greatest weakness?
It might be that I volunteer too much.
Good work. Now let's try a short quiz. Use the words on the screen to make a polite question. May I ask if you are married? Now let's try another question with the words on the screen. What do you consider to be the best thing about your job? Try making a polite question here. Could you tell me about your last job? Try this one. Remember, with a long sentence, the word order changes and is comes at the end. May I ask you what your greatest achievement is?
May I ask you why you're interested in this position?
Because this is the grand slam of all volunteering events, and I want to be part of it.
I understand.
Well done. That was great. Now you know how to ask polite questions. We've talked about how to use what do you consider to be your greatest achievement? May I ask what your sales average is? And could you tell me what salary you expect? Bye for now and see you again soon.
May I ask you one more thing? Could you tell me what you consider to be your greatest achievement?
Thought you were never going to ask. Well, my greatest achievement, I think, is back when I was 18 years old and I got the entire art camp to create clay pots.
Clay pots?
Yes.
That may come in handy in this job.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Vivian, for coming in.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah?
Look forward to hearing back from you.
Welcome to EF Pod English. Brought to you by EF Education First and English Town. Learn anytime, anywhere. Pod English Pre-Intermediate 36. School friends.
Fabulous. I would love to do that. I would love it very much, very much. Oh my goodness. Hey, honey, I'm going to call you back. I've just seen a friend I haven't seen since graduation. Yeah, I'll call you back. Bye.
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on?
Oh, what?
Oh, so good to see you.
I haven't seen you since college graduation.
You look fantastic.
Thank you. So do you.
Thanks.
You're keeping well.
This lesson will show you when to use the present perfect and when to use the past simple. Like this sentence in the present perfect. I've lived here for 10 years. Or this one. I haven't seen you since school. And when to use the past simple. Like this sentence. I left school and travelled around the world.
Very well.
So what's been going on? How have you been?
Since graduation?
Yeah.
Whew. Well, since then, I travelled around the world.
Right.
I did my MBA at Harvard.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Impressive.
Pretty good. And then after that, I met my husband at Harvard.
Wow.
Now, you're going to watch a movie about two friends, Kate and Eve. They have just met for the first time since high school graduation.
Eve, I have not seen you since high school graduation. You've finished business school, gone around the world, had a family.
You know, Kate, I've got it all. A successful career, a loving family, close friends, and excellent health.
I am so impressed. Those things are really hard to balance.
I decided a long time ago that having balance in my life is a goal in itself.
But what happens when your goals conflict? What is truly most important to you?
Actually, I've changed my priorities as I've needed to in order to keep my life balanced.
Yeah, some people forget to do that. They get so focused on one goal.
You know, in my last 2 years at the university, I worked so hard, I forgot about everything else.
But didn't that make you successful?
Well, I learned many skills and I got good grades, but my health was really poor and I never had time to go out.
You made a lot of sacrifices, but I think it was worth it.
My boyfriend at the time would say the same thing.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's so nice to have support around you during the tough times.
I've always worked hard in my career, but I learned something else from that time.
What did you learn?
It's important to work hard and have fun at the same time.
God, I never thought you'd have kids.
Who would ever think I'd have twins?
I know.
It's mad.
That's great.
But it's really great. I'm in this fantastic job. Life's good.
Wow.
How about you?
Are you happy though?
I'm absolutely ecstatic.
Ah, that's great.
Yeah, life's wonderful.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
Now look at what Kate said to Eve at the beginning of the movie.
Eve, I have not seen you since high school graduation.
I have not seen you since high school graduation. Kate uses the present perfect here because she is talking about the situation up until now. The present perfect tense uses has or have plus the past participle of the verb.
I've always worked hard in my career, but I learned something else from that time.
Here's another example from the movie. I've always worked hard in my career. This is in the present perfect because she is talking about a period of time which continues until now. Here's a question. Has Eve had an interesting life since they last met? In the present perfect tense, we use has or have plus the past participle for both questions and answers.
You've finished business school, gone around the world, had a family?
So has Eve had an interesting life since they last met? Yes, she has. You can use short answers with yes or no questions. Yes, she has, or no, she hasn't. After using the present perfect tense, you can then change to the past simple tense to give more information. Eve worked very hard in school. Eve had a family.
Tell me about you. What's been going on?
Nothing special. I basically, a couple of years ago, got together with a couple of friends and we started this venture online, and it's just taken off like, gabangas, gabungas,
Oh my goodness, it sounds fantastic.
We just sold it for $300 million.
You did not.
Yeah.
Did I mention my...
Ka-ching!
Oh my God. You lucky guy.
I'm psyched.
Let's watch an example.
Well, I learned many skills and I got good grades, but my health was really poor and I never had time to go out.
I learned many skills. I got good grades. My health was poor. I never had time. Eve uses the past simple tense to give more details about the past. We already know the time she is referring to, so we just use simple past verbs. Make a sentence with these words. Decide whether to use present perfect or past simple. I have not seen you since high school graduation. Try this one. Eve finished school and travelled around the world. Now answer this question. Has Eve stayed in America all her life? No, she hasn't.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Whoa, what?
Yeah,
Why?
no, my husband's rich.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so, we should go out sometime.
Oh, we could, just go out. We should, tear the town up.
We should do that.
Yeah, because,
oh my
I've been looking
goodness.
for other friends, to, hang out with, and it's kind of awful when you want to spend, lots of cash to have fun, and, you don't want to embarrass anybody, so,
Terrible.
Yeah.
Well done. In today's lesson, you've learned when to use the present perfect. I haven't seen you since graduation, or I have always worked hard. We use the present perfect for a period of time that continues until now. We've also learnt how to add details using the past simple. I finished business school and I had a family.
It's terrible.
I'm so glad you've done well.
Yeah, it's really good. Life's good. I'm really happy.
That's good.
Oh, well, it's been so good seeing you.
That's right. So look, give me a call.
Let me grab your
sometime.
number and we'll definitely go out.
That sounds great.
What is your number?
5555.
Yeah.
1212.
Thanks for joining us. Bye for now.
Lauren, I'm going to call you.
Welcome to EF Pod English. Brought to you by EF Education First and English Town. Learn anytime, anywhere. Pod English Pre-Intermediate 40. Travelling.
If I go on vacation, my boss will fire me. But I've decided to go anyway.
Let's see what we're going to learn today. In our lesson, we're going to review the first conditional. If we don't get there in 20 minutes, we're going to be late for our flight. We're also going to learn a useful phrase, a stroke of bad luck. I've had a stroke of bad luck. And we'll learn how to use the phrasal verb to end up. We ended up getting a taxi to the airport.
After 4 years, I asked my boss to go on vacation. And he said, no, we're having a stroke of bad luck. I don't know, but I don't care. I want to go.
Time for the movie now.
Hurry up. We're gonna miss our plane. Can't you pack any faster?
No, I can't pack any faster. Would you look at the traffic report? What a terrible day. First, I woke up with a cold. Then my boss told me he wasn't happy with my report. And now this.
I think you are having a stroke of bad luck. The traffic report does look bad. Maybe the elevated highway was a bad idea. Maybe we should take an alternative route.
I'm not convinced. I think it's better to stick with the plan we have now. I don't want a repeat of last time, when we tried to take a shortcut and ended up getting lost.
What time do we have to check in by?
4:30. If we don't get there in 20 minutes, it's going to be too late.
Look, if we miss this flight, we're gonna miss our connection to Tokyo. Then that means we'll miss our meeting with Mr. Yokohama. We have to get there. Is there anything you can do?
I've finished packing. Let's go.
Oh no. The traffic looks really bad now. We are having really bad luck today. We're never gonna make it. What should we do now?
Call the airline and see if the flight is delayed. If it's on time, try and find an alternative flight.
Are our tickets transferable?
For sure. These are full-fare business class tickets.
Oh dear. Poor Anne. It seems that she is having a terrible day.
I think I forgot something. It's very important.
Let's look at some useful words and phrases from the movie.
I think you are having a stroke of bad luck.
I think you're having a stroke of bad luck. This is an idiom, a stroke of bad luck. This means that things are going wrong. We can also use this idiom when good things are happening. A stroke of luck. I've had a stroke of luck. I've won a trip to Paris. Well, Anne is worried that their bad luck will continue.
I don't want a repeat of last time, when we tried to take a shortcut and ended up getting lost.
We tried to take a shortcut and ended up getting lost. End up is a very useful phrasal verb. It means to finally be in a certain situation. We often use end up when we don't expect something to happen. Here is another example. He missed his flight, so he ended up going home. Well, what will Jessica and Anne end up doing?
Look, if we miss this flight, we're gonna miss our connection to Tokyo.
Jessica says, if we miss the flight, we're going to miss our connection to Tokyo. This sentence is in the first conditional. This means it is likely to happen. Here's another example using the first conditional. If we don't hurry up, we are going to miss our train. Well, it's now your turn to practice the first conditional and some of those new words you've learnt. Let's try the first conditional. Use the words to make a sentence in the first conditional. if it rains, the traffic is going to be terrible. Can you fill in the gaps to make this first conditional sentence? If we don't hurry, we are going to miss our flight. Can you fill in the gap here with a phrase from the movie? I've had a stroke of bad luck. My passport has been stolen. Remember, you can also have a stroke of luck too. And finally, can you think of a phrasal verb which will fit here? Ended up. We ended up staying at home.
Whew. This is very important because what if there's a failure while I'm on vacation that I can fix it? And you know, maybe I can find a job in supercomputers if I'm fired. Security is very important. No matter where you go, you should always bring with you fiber cables, network cables, plug cables, electricity cables, network cables. Did I say that? Yeah.
Well done. You did a good job with the quiz. We've done a lot today. You've learnt how to use the first conditional like this one. If we are late, we're going to miss our connection. We also learnt some useful words and phrases. We learnt about having a stroke of bad or good luck. And we learnt how to use the phrasal verb end up. Well, I hope you ended up enjoying the lesson. I certainly did.
If my boss asks where I've been, I know. Tell him I'm going to a high security conference in, I don't know. I don't care. Bye. Woo!
See you again soon.